Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. I'm your host, Adam Helfman, on the Hire It Done Radio Network. 4th of July weekend means a lot of home improvement, a lot of projects, a lot of homeowners doing things themselves, rolling up their sleeves, getting out there. We finally have good weather. You finally turned your air conditioning on. You finally said, this is the summer I love. Joining me in the Hire It Done Radio Network studio is the CEO, Bruce Campbell.
Good morning, Adam.
Miss Dig 811.
Miss Dig 811.
Welcome
Call
back.
before you dig.
Right?
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
So we got 4th of July.
Yeah.
Miss Dig has been on fire this year.
Oh, man, unbelievable.
Record year.
Record year. Historic.
So we're right at the beginning. We've gone 6 months.
Yeah.
2019 is halfway over.
Yes.
And you're on fire with a record year of requests.
Oh, yeah. We're up over 15-20% over last year.
So when people call Miss Dig or they go online, missdig811.org,
Yep.
how many requests or how many people are going on there?
Actually, we've had to upgrade our servers to handle all the people that are using our own employees using the system. But then we have anywhere from 400 to 600 people outside of the Mistig, our Mistig employee base that are using our system to place locate requests, whether remote ticket entry or e-locates for homeowners and single address contractors, smaller contractors, landscapers, and fence guys, pool guys, tent guys putting up tents.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah. Anytime you're piercing the ground or turning the ground over, get a hold of Mistig before you do that.
It's better safe than sorry.
Better than you don't want to have fireworks in your yard.
No. That involves a lot of pain.
Yeah.
So, you've been on a few times now, and we're creating a good buzz together. I get people asking me, how long does it take when you go online to when Miss Dig comes? I always tell everyone, give yourself a 3-day window.
Yeah, 3 business days. The law states that we have 72 business hours to have the utility companies or the facility owners come out and mark their facilities before you start digging.
So if you call Miss Dig on a Friday, business. Remember, the key word is business.
Business, yeah.
Saturday, Sunday don't count. So
No.
it's Friday, Monday, Tuesday. You'll have it probably by Wednesday.
Right.
That's the smart.
Depending on what time you call on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I ask all the contractors, are you always calling Miss Dig? And, most of them are like, yeah, it's the law. You have to.
Have to.
So they've been programmed to do that. That's just smart.
Yes.
But homeowners, they don't always know.
They don't always know. But it is our education efforts, and in part with working with Hire It Done, that information is getting out there, and homeowners are now telling their contractors and rental companies that are coming out saying, hey, you have to call, not me, because the homeowner knows it's I'm not doing the work, so you're doing the work, so you have to call, because we've had some contractors say, hey, I never had to call before. But the homeowner's telling me I have to call. Well, you do, because the person doing the excavating is the one who has to call.
Exactly. And the homeowners are hearing that from us.
That's right.
That's a good job. That's a win-win. I love it.
Yeah.
So 4th of July projects.
Oh, yeah.
What are some of the popular projects that Miss Dig gets called for people who are doing projects over the weekend?
Improving their, landscaping, primarily landscaping. Everybody trying to catch those last things coming out of the nurseries at the end of the season. You'll see those guys will be packed. Those parking lots are packed. That stuff's coming home. Before you put it in your yard, make sure you contact Miss Dig. So you got that. With the heat finally here and the rain letting up.
Finally.
Pools, whether above ground or below ground.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you got pools, and then there's always the pole barn we all want to have. Every man has to have.
Graduation parties, the kids are putting up tents.
Yeah.
You're putting those spikes in the ground.
Oh, yeah.
You hit one thing,
you're messed up.
Yeah, you are.
You're messed up.
So the reason why you call Miss Dig, for everyone out there who are listening, is because it protects you and your family.
Right.
I mean, that's the bottom line.
Bottom line. Protect
There's
you and your family.
underground power wires. There's underground gas.
Yep.
Cable, phone, TV. There's all that, And, the one neighbor cuts out the cable and you want to, you got the golf tournament.
You can't call 911.
No.
Because your cable's your telephone now, and it's out. It's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem, right?
It's a big problem.
And, so, but people don't realize that, one person can affect the whole neighborhood.
Absolutely.
It's funny. I think I said this last time. We have a mailbox across the street from my house.
Right.
And I share it with the neighbor across the street. And it's on his property or on his right of way because that's the street. But the snowplow guy over the winter hit it and it's bent a little. Yeah. I want to take it out and reinstall it.
Right.
I got to call Miss Dig for that, don't I?
Absolutely. Especially you got to be super cautious in the right of way, because that's where all your primary runs, your distribution and transmission lines for cable, TV, fiber, gas, and telephone. It all runs down those right-of-ways, and you really don't want to hit one of those lines.
Yeah. So when you actually get Miss Dig to come out and you watch him and the guy puts a flag, you got some spray, different colors.
Yep.
How do you know, like so there's a line where I want to put my mailbox.
Right.
Do I move it away from the line, or do I have to know that there's a line? So I have to be very careful. You can't just take a backhoe. You got to actually hand dig, but you can't be jumping it in there. You got to slowly pull it out.
Right. So first of all, Miss Dig doesn't come out.
Okay, the contractor.
The facility owner sends their locator out, whether it's in-house or contract. And then where those marks are, you should hand dig and expose on either side of that mark until you find the actual location of the facility. And once you have located it, then you can make your adjustments accordingly so that you don't hit it. Because those are approximate locations. They're as accurate as they can possibly be, but there still may be some variance there. So
are you allowed to dig where there's a located line? But you just have to be super careful. It's just to show you, don't dig blindly.
Right. So what we have is a caution zone. So inside the caution zone, which is 4 foot either side of that mark, you have to hand dig and expose until you find the exact location of that facility. And once you do that, then you can use power equipment because you're working with the information you know is true.
Got it. Yep. And here's some advice for the contractors who are doing this, or even homeowners. If I were you, I would document what you're doing. Take a picture of this flags and the spray painting on the ground before you dig. And then as you start hand digging, take some pictures and just document what you're doing, because you need to, God forbid something happens. Right. You're going to get blamed for it.
And the locators when the locators do the locating, before they leave the site, they take pictures of what they did so that they have a record of it. So you should probably do the same thing. And also, we have positive response, which you take your ticket number you've been given, go online, put that ticket number in the MISDIG system, and it'll tell you who has responded to your ticket. So you're not supposed to dig until you see that everyone has positively responded to your ticket.
Well, that's cool.
So you know when you see the colors that they're the right ones. And if you don't see something out there and it's supposed to be there, then you can contact us for additional assistance, have the locator come back out and make sure that they've got the lines marked. Or if they say there's no conflict and you think there is actually something there, contact us again, and we'll have the locator come back out and ensure that that's correct.
Yeah, we're talking with Bruce Campbell. He's the CEO of Miss Dig. The website is MissDig, MISSDig 811.org. You can still dial 811 on your cell phone.
Absolutely.
And it goes that way as well.
And even if you have a landline.
What's that?
Yeah, that's what I say. What's that?
That POTS line.
POTS line. There you go.
Remember the old POTS?
That's your old school now.
Right. What is POTS stands for? Plain old telephone system.
Yeah, something like
plain old telephone service.
Right.
I think that's really what it was.
Yeah.
It's amazing how you even remember that. Yeah, it's showing our age, Bruce.
Yeah, I know it.
Whatever. Right? It's all right. It's all
we had one POTS line left at MISDIG just in the event everything else went down.
Right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Right.
Better safe than sorry.
Right.
So homeowners are doing an overwhelmingly large amount of landscaping. What about projects like above ground? You know?
Yeah, as long as you're not penetrating the ground surface, you don't have to contact MISDIG. However, speaking about above ground, if you think you're anywhere near an overhead wire or electric line, you can contact MISDIG for additional assistance for overhead. So we do have because that's a danger also, that you could have low-hanging lines or have lines of overhead that you're going to come in contact with or be within 10 or 20 feet of, then you need to contact the electric company, which we have a system to do that, and they'll provide overhead assistance.
How long have you been around Metro Detroit, Bruce?
I've been in Metro Detroit 9 years.
Okay. Do you remember Isaiah Thomas?
Oh, yeah.
He used to do the commercial for DTE Energy.
Oh, okay.
Look up.
Yeah, yeah.
He'd be like, look up.
Right.
I'm like, what are you looking up at? The lines, the power lines.
The most important time to look up is when you go and buy that tree on sale at Bordines for the weekend. Before you plant it, look up.
There you go.
You don't want to plant a tree underneath a power line that they're going to come back 10 years later and chop the heck out of because it's interfering with the power lines.
That's actually really good advice.
It is very good. It's not just what's below, what's above.
Miss Dig giving great advice today.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? So for anyone out there, Miss Dig 811 is the number. Bruce Campbell, you're doing a great amount of work this year. Yeah. Like, is there a tie-in between how much work Ms. Dig is doing to the economy? Like people, is there like an economic indicator?
There's economic indicators. I mean, actually, the highest correlator, speaking statistics, there's lies, damn lies, and statistics. So the highest correlation we have is actually the weather. So even with the weather being what it's been this spring, which is wet and cold and rainy, we have still had historic numbers, which is being pushed on by the economy and shows like Higher Ed Done, where we're doing education and awareness, and people are more aware of Miss Dig and know to contact us. So those things coming together, and we know, you don't have to look far in the news, TV,
Right.
social media. There's only going to be more work coming because of all the infrastructure improvements that need to be done, whether it's roads, water, sewer, all that stuff's going to be, and it's just, we're looking at a 10-year growing time.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. I want to talk about how satellite technology, the Internet of Things, and how drones, artificial intelligence is really, you guys are looking into all that.
Yes.
I love it. I'm Adam Helfman. We're going to be right back. You're listening to the Higher It Done Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Higher It Done. Getting ready for July 4th weekend. I'm sure everyone has projects to do around their house. But you remember, and this is why we're here to remind you got to call Ms. Dig 811. Prepare. If you're planning any home improvements the rest of the summer, too. Anywhere outside. We've got Bruce Campbell, CEO.
CEO. Good morning. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning. And good morning to all the Ms. Dig peeps who are listening.
Yeah.
Shout out to Holly McTaggart.
Mary Gross. She's watching from the UP.
Lenny Portelli.
Yep.
You got a good crew there.
We do have a great
Every time I go there, the people are so nice.
Yeah.
It's always good. We got to get more pizza, by the way. I'm craving pizza.
Pizza's a pizza day.
Right? I don't know. I have this pizza fling. I'm pizza it out, but we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So missdig811.org is the website.
Yeah.
You can get it from your phone. You guys don't have an app.
No.
You don't need one, I guess.
No, you don't need an app. And things are moving away from apps. Everything that's changing.
No one's downloading apps anymore.
They're not doing apps anymore.
It's just get it on your phone, type it in, and click the call.
You can save it, screen save the website to your homepage, and it's actually faster and better than an app.
So everything that Miss Dig does, like Higher It Done, when a homeowner requests a roof, we take a satellite photo of the roof for the homeowner, and we send it to them with a glossary of terms, so that when they get roof prices, they have an idea and a better understanding of what their house is like.
Right.
If someone's going to dig in the backyard, the front yard, the side yard, or whatever, how close are you guys to satellite technology where you're going to be able to tell eventually without coming out? Or is that too far-fetched?
That's not too far-fetched. Actually, we're looking at different technologies. We already use aerials, so we'll bring up a like the original map you bring up from either Google or someplace that doesn't have any pictures, but then we bring that layer up so that we can help the homeowner or the contractor decide exactly where they're at to try and dial in the project that they're doing. We're adding parcel data here in the next month to dial in tighter that work area so that you're only getting locates where you actually need them. We've had talks with our software company on artificial intelligence and augmented reality on how you bring in, after the locate's done, snapping pictures, then putting that in a file so that when somebody comes back to it in the future, you have some preliminary ideas. We also are working with expanding our design ticket process for works access so that people can plan their projects together. Municipalities and utility companies can coordinate the work that they're going to do over the next 1, 2, 5, 10, and 20 years so that we're not tearing up streets and roads that were just paved.
So it's interesting. You just said a lot of information. And, again, we have people call Miss Dig. The locators come out that are the contract people that actually spray, put a flag or whatever it is. But in the future, they might have it where they can just give you a satellite photo with a line in like it looks like a virtual flag.
Right. So you know where, you can tell where it's at. And you can actually make your locate request. You can look at, pull up your house, pull up your parcel, and see if you've had staking done there in the past, see where the marks were so you have a better idea.
But don't go off of that yet.
Don't go off of that yet. That's still not, the law isn't like that. And one of the things we do have, not just for the municipalities and the facility owners, But we have an E-plan, which is in our E-suite, which is for the single address and the homeowner and small contractor. If you want to know where your facilities are on your property, but you're not ready to dig yet, you're just trying to figure out where you're going to put those things.
Pre-planning.
Right. It's called E-plan. So if you go to our
missdig.org,
missdig811.org and say, click service for the homeowner, there's a whole suite of things. There's E-plan, E-locate, E-overhead. So you hit the E-plan and you put your information in there, and you will be contacted by the facility owners to let you know where your facilities are, so that you put the pool where it's supposed to go, or you don't end up with extra with a contractor saying, I wanted to pool here, but I didn't know that my gas, telephone, electric all came in the same place.
And most of this is automated through MissDig 811. It's pretty. What if somebody wants to call and actually talk to somebody?
That's fine. You just dial 811.
Right from your cell phone.
Right from your cell phone.
Or your landline.
Or your landline, or your POTS line. So that,
and you get a live person.
You get a live person.
So what if I have the computer on in front of me, but I want to call and I want someone to help me while we do it online?
Absolutely. Every one of our NSRs, the people who answer the phone, we call them notification system representatives. They're also web-based. They do e-locates. They unsuspend tickets. They check remote ticket entry by contractors to make sure they're proper. So they're sophisticated. They know what they're doing. They can walk you through that process. We've had that happen before where somebody's held online and they hear the message saying, hey, if you don't want to wait online and you want to do an e-locate, they tell them how to do it. But they still wait and talk to somebody to say, hey, I'm doing this online. Am I doing it right? And we're happy to help somebody with that.
So that's also part of the service.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
So that's good. So the future's bright. And you said there's a lot of infrastructure. When you say infrastructure upgrades, the roads and bridges, the gas lines, the water line, I know that they're going to be replacing water service lines.
Yeah.
From the street to the houses, all over places. After Flint, it made shockwaves.
Yeah, it's statewide. There, the DEQ has mandated that all those lines be replaced in the next 10 to 20 years. So depending on the water authority that's in charge of that, some have scheduled it for a 10-year plan, some 20. Lansing has actually been doing it for many years already because they were ahead of that curve because they had combination sewers. People don't even know what combination sewers are, but back in the day, your sewer from your house, from flushing your toilet, used to go right into the storm sewer and out to the river or the body of water. So they've had to separate those. So all those things underground that you don't see or think of are being improved. And then all the gas companies are taking their old steel lines out of service and putting in plastic. And then there's a big emphasis on expanding fiber to rural communities and throughout wherever there isn't fiber internet now.
So that's just going to create more business for you, and it's going to make you busier and busier and busier.
Yes.
So it's a race to add technology. It's a race to add artificial intelligence. The augmented reality I kind of like.
Yeah.
So you guys are leading the way, but you said you had to add more servers. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what is it like when we say a lot of people? How many service calls are you getting?
So we're getting 5,000 to 6,000 locate requests a day.
Whoa!
We used to have Monday.
24/7 or
we're 24/7.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm between 8 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon is our prime time, and I'm always watching to see if we're going to hit 5,000 locate requests by 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And that happens almost every day of the week, Monday through Friday, almost every day of the week. Sometimes on Friday it lightens up a little bit Friday afternoon, but Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday now are historically literally off the hook.
Wow. So the phones are ring, ring, ring.
Yeah.
When someone calls, you don't get a busy signal.
No, never get a busy signal.
Yeah.
If you get a busy signal, you called the wrong number.
711.
You can't get a busy signal at MissDig.
So it's on your cell phone, 811 or any phone. If you go online, it's MissDig, MISSDIG 811.org.
Right.
And it's very easy. It's user friendly.
Yep. Yeah. Easy to follow through.
But remember, for homeowners, you're not supposed to call if you have a contractor doing work for you.
Yep. Have your contractor.
Your landscaper, your concrete guy, your excavator. Those are the contractors who are supposed to call.
We will take the information from the homeowner because it's all about safety. Mm-hmm. And then we instruct them to have their contractor call too. But we'll always take that information just to be safe.
And I think you guys, you've done a great job. Not to, put any bad luck on it, but we've had a good year so far. We haven't heard about any major, we haven't heard any major headaches.
Yeah.
Because, in the past, you've seen homeowner Doug here and they shouldn't have, and then bzzz,
Yeah.
kaboom.
Kaboom. Yeah. Those are bad words.
Or gas line.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a gas line underground, is it yellow? Are they still, or you don't?
Well, if it's plastic, it'll be yellow, but otherwise the older ones are steel.
Yeah, the yellow.
But they mark with yellow, yes. Yeah, and if you want to know, if you go to our website, we also have the color code.
Right, what
so
pink
you can,
and yellow, green.
Right.
That's smart.
Purple.
What's purple?
Purple is for brine and irrigation water.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm liking that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Bruce, look at that. Time flies when we're having fun, brother.
Can't imagine it went that fast.
Shout out to all the Mystic friends and family.
Mystic peeps
They're
are
great
at it.
people. Great
Yep.
people. Thanks for tuning in, Bruce.
All right.
MissDig811.org. That's it for another great Hire It Done episode. I'll be back next week for more home improvement advice. Best advice anywhere. I'm Adam Helfman, and you're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network.